Okay, so I already recorded this once and I deleted it by accident, I think. So bear with me if I repeat myself at all. But so I have the tailbone that is bent at 90 degrees into my pelvis. So they're worried that might break when I, try to have the baby. They're also worried about my blood count being too low, so they don't want to do a C-section because they might have to have a transfusion, but they don't want my tailbone to break. So it's kind of a fine line we're walking between vaginal versus C-section. I don't know which way I'm going to deliver, but he's got to come out one way or the other, so whatever the doctor wants to do is probably what we'll wind up doing. So that being said, the other pre-existing condition that I have is called gastroparesis. Basically, it is just a paralyzed stomach. I was never even aware that gastroparesis existed, but it does. So they diagnosed me by having me drink barium, and then they watched it go through my stomach and jejunum and small intestines, and it took about 10 hours. On a normal person, it's supposed to take like 2. So, and it didn't go through my stomach until they gave me a GI stimulant called Regulin, and they also let me have some apple juice, and the apple juice kind of helped push the food through. So pretty much when I eat, the food doesn't go anywhere except with gravity or with eating more or drinking. Normal people's stomachs contract, and that pushes the food through, but mine doesn't do that, and I don't know why. It hasn't always been this way, but it is now. And a lot of people with diabetes, I guess, get this, but I don't have diabetes, so not really sure where it came from or why I have it, but I do. They tried to give me drugs called Regulin to take. It stimulates the GI system to kind of push it along to contract on its own. I took it for a while. It didn't help me, and it made me really, really tired. So I stopped taking it. I take probiotics every day now, which is just, it's the bacteria that's in yogurt, but it's in a pill form. You take one a day, and it just adds good bacteria in your digestive tract. So, when you have food sitting in your stomach for like 5 times the length of, how long you're supposed to have food sitting in your stomach, if you eat fruit, it can actually start fermenting, and it throws the balance of bacteria off. And so, it makes you not feel very good. So I thought, if I take this good bacteria, it might help balance everything out. And actually, I've been responding to that much better than I did to the stimulants that they gave me. So that's what I've been doing for it. And the other treatment is eating small, frequent meals throughout the day instead of 3 big meals, just 6 to 10 small meals a day, which is how they recommend you eat in pregnancy anyways. So, not, I guess I was ahead of the game on that one, just already having that kind of diet where you eat every couple hours anyways. So I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about the beginning of my pregnancy. I first knew I was pregnant, or suspected, I should say, I was pregnant. A couple weeks, really only, pretty much the first week, like, you're actually pregnant. Because your pregnancy, you kind of get 2 weeks, 2 freebie weeks in the beginning. Like when you ovulate and stuff, you're not really pregnant then, but it counts in your 40 weeks. So, like by the 3rd week of the first month of how they count pregnancy is actually when the egg is fertilized and everything. In that week and the following week, I got extremely hungry. I usually would eat at about noon at work, and right away, when I got pregnant, I was starving by like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I had to eat. I had to eat or else I felt nauseous. I never had morning sickness. I never got sick at all, so that was good. I suspect if I wouldn't have eaten when I got hungry like that, I would have been sick. But I just knew I needed to keep my blood sugar up, and I just ate when I was hungry, and that kind of took care of it. I'll show you. I keep looking over here. It's a calendar that I have my pregnancy, and you can see maybe there's like, you just put notes in here about your pregnancy. It comes with little stickers like your first craving, when you told people, baby showers, doctor's appointments, all that fun stuff. So that's what I keep looking at to remind me what happened from week to week. So we found out January 1st that we were pregnant. Like I said, we pretty much told everyone right away, and so I actually got hungry before the pregnancy test turned positive. Sign of things to come, I suppose. But I did have some abnormal things that happened in the first trimester. Mostly, I had bleeding every 4 weeks for like 2 or 3 days. This happened from when I got pregnant until 16 weeks of pregnancy. So at first, it freaks you out. You shouldn't be bleeding because you're pregnant, and all of that should stop. So I went to the doctors. They measured my HCG levels, and that was all normal. So, it wasn't indicating a miscarriage or anything like that. So I did that, and I heard the baby's heartbeat for the first time on my birthday, so that was exciting. In the doctor's office, of course, that's when I heard it. But then I had the bleeding and everything. Nope, I'm lying about the heartbeat. I just read that wrong. That's when I got the news that the HCG levels were fine. A couple weeks later is when I heard the heartbeat for the first time. I was 8 weeks pregnant. I had an ultrasound, and at that point in time was when I heard the heartbeat on the ultrasound. So, I think besides the bleeding and everything, I was extremely tired my first trimester. I'm a RPSGT. I run sleep studies, and at the time in my first trimester, I had split shifts. I was working one evening, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., and 3 daytime shifts from 7 a.m. to about 4 or 5 p.m., just depending on when I got done. But I run studies in the daytime for people who have narcolepsy, and then also truck drivers to make sure they'll stay awake on the roads and everything. So that was that. Also, real quick, I got a doppler to listen to the baby's heartbeat at home, and that was just a really nice thing to have, because when you have bleeding, it's just a really reassuring thing to hear the baby's heartbeat. Although early in pregnancy you can't find it every day. Not even physicians can. So if that wouldn't bother you to not hear it, then it's not a big deal. Some people are bothered by that and some aren't, so